Hi everybody. Let's see if there's anyone on the call yet.
Right.
Hey, hi Victoria. Good afternoon.
Hello,
Thanks
good
for joining
afternoon.
us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. So I think we'll just wait a few more minutes to see so a couple of people can join the call or join the session rather.
Okay. I can't see the people on the call. Is there a way to see that?
Sorry.
Like I can't see the people on the call. Is there a way
Um, okay.
to see?
I think that's because no one is here yet. But anyways, it's nice to have you here with us today, and we can't really. I'm so excited about this, and I can't wait to hear you know all the great things you're going to be dishing out to us today, the great insights and everything we are going to learn from you today, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone else
Um.
is also excited.
Yeah. I'm excited too.
Right. Okay. So all right, I guess we can just start. And so, once again, welcome, Victoria. Thanks for joining us today, and yeah. So let's just get to. I'm sure everyone is as interested as I am to actually learn about you and what you do. So let's just get started. So, can you tell us about your journey? How you got into product design and all the exciting stuff.
Okay. So my name is Victoria. First of all, I'm a product designer. I'm a Nigerian, obviously. My journey into tech started in 2020. So during the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, and you know, during that period, we all had a lot of time on our hands. No, nothing to do. There was a lot of idleness, and I don't like being idle. I do not like staying idle. So I tried to find something to do. And in my quest for science, finding something to do, I stumbled on graphic design. That was my first introduction to design, and I did not know what I was doing, but I started by learning a few things online. I signed up for a few boot camps. There were a lot of free online programs then, online courses during that period because they were trying to encourage people to learn digital skills. So I took advantage of that opportunity. I signed up for different courses and learned so much about graphics design, and I was hooked. So for the first few months, I was just practicing graphics design, Photoshop, Illustrator, creating really awesome things then. If I look back at them now, I just shake my head because they're like really terrible in my opinion, but it's growth anyway. So after doing graphics design for a few months, I somehow found out about UI design, UI UX design, and I got fascinated by it because it felt like something that could help me contribute more to the society than graphics design. I'm not saying graphics designer don't do a lot or don't contribute a lot, but for me, UI UX design just captured my attention. It felt like something that aligned more with what I wanted to do. So I decided, okay, this is the path I'm going to go, and I continued my learning, signed up for different boot camps. I don't want to just bore you with the details, but um, I learned on my own for a while, for a few months, and when I felt that I was ready to, you know, start searching for jobs. I started job hunting. I got my first design break as a design intern in a really nice design agency, and I'm so glad that my first job as a designer was in a design agency because it exposed me to a whole lot. I had the experience of working in different sectors, e-commerce, energy, the food industry. Like it was just a lot of exposure that I really needed at that point in my life. So yeah, I did that for a while and I moved on and been moving from one company to another and just progressing in my career since then. Yeah, so came to the UK for my master's and now I work with a software company, a SaaS company called Connect One, and it's a very lovely place. I've enjoyed my stay there so far, and I've grown so much, and I love product design even more. So I think that's like a very detailed journey, but yeah, that's like the gist of it.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Did you mention the part that you were a lawyer before now, before you switched to product design, or you
Okay. Yeah.
just decided,
Yeah.
or did I miss that part?
No. 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 Okay.
No, come
Yes.
on, tell us. I think that's something interesting that some of our girls would like to learn because trust me, a lot of people find themselves in some professions that at the end of the day they discover that they don't really want to do, and then they just want to switch careers and things like that. So
Yeah.
can you tell us about that, your journey of switching from law, like being a lawyer in Nigeria, to being a product designer now? I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I never thought I was going to switch from law to something else because I loved law. I loved the practice of law. I loved reading books. But when I decided to venture into design, or when I decided, or the turning point from all the stuff that made me realize I wanted to do design for the rest of my life was just how much joy it brought to me. With law, I enjoyed it, but I didn't like the rigidity that it came with. Like there were so many rules that you had to follow as a lawyer. There was like a form of dressing, and we didn't have the flexibility of working from home like most tech companies provide. So there were so many things about design that appealed to me that made me decide, okay, I think I would choose design over law. Obviously, at the beginning, it wasn't a very easy decision for me to like switch because I did everything. I did my law degree, 5 years, went to law school and graduated, had the license to practice for a while, and just decided all of a sudden to switch. It was something that took a lot of courage, but I do not regret it at all. I'm so glad I took that leap of faith that yes, this is where I'm supposed to be, and so far I've enjoyed it. So if you decide you want to switch from one career, your current career, to design or to any area of tech, please do it. It's not going to be something you'd regret. Really, you'd love it here. It's fun on the side.
That's
Oh wow,
interesting.
thank.
Really, really interesting. Over to you, Justin. I'll just let you anchor, the UX and UI
Yeah.
thing. Not my space.
All right. That's really very very interesting, Victoria. Moving from law to product design, like I mean, really interesting. And your journey as well is really really inspiring. Also, so I don't know if anyone has joined the call yet, but however, we're going to proceed. But
Oh
thanks
yeah, we have
for
we have people who have joined us right now. We have a comment from Sarah. Sarah, thank you for joining us. I think Sarah is watching now as well. If you're
yeah,
watching us as well, you can just drop a comment. Let's know where you're watching us from. Yeah. Are you
yeah.
watching from Lagos, from Nigeria, from I don't know, anywhere you are around the world? Where are you watching from? All right.
O- Okay.
Over to you, Justina. Yep.
Yeah. So, well then, welcome everybody. Today we are actually discussing, the UI UX design trends in 2024, and we're looking at how AI has also influenced UI UX design, right? So,
Yeah.
with all the buzz, with all the, everything going on about AI, all the excitement, it's actually really important for us to know how this technology has actually impacted the industry we're in, and how we could what it could do for us, how we can better utilize it to maximize productivity in our field, and as well. So that's what we are going to be discussing today. So if you have any questions, any insights, or anything you would like to share with us, please do drop leave a comment and things like that. So we'll just jump right to it. And thanks, Victoria, for joining us. So Victoria here is our guest. I'm sure most of you are familiar with I and Toby, right? So yeah. So we'll just get right to it. I have a couple of questions for you, though, Victoria. Would
Okay.
actually love to um, learn a lot from you today, right? So, with regards to the trends in 2024, so what is the most exciting design trend you've noticed so far in 2024?
Um, there are so many actually. The design world is rapidly changing. So many things have been introduced, so many things are coming up, and it's interesting to see. But I'll just maybe talk about a few that I really particularly have interest in, that I really like. One is the generative AI. So um, things like Meet Journey, um, DALL-E, all of the software that help you generate designs without you having to do the work yourself. So there are software packages or applications available right now where all you have to do is literally type in a command or the instruction, and it generates the image, the illustration, the icon. It does that work for you. And I find that really really good because it helps we designers, it helps us save time. So the time that most designers would have used to like come up with an idea for an illustration or for an icon, you type it in software and it gives you something to work with. Sometimes it's not perfect because it's AI, but at least it's a good starting point. So I really really found that useful, and sometimes I use it even at work to Photoshop, Illustrator. The generative AI thingy has been very helpful. Um, Another thing that I would say that I really like is the introduction of voice user interfaces. So there's this new trend where almost every application has the ability to, where you've got the ability to like give a voice command. So you can click on the voice icon, you can, yeah, tell the app what to do. We've got Alexa, we've got Siri, we've got all of this software that just make life easy for us. I also really like them because I'm someone who likes to advocate for inclusivity and accessibility. So for people who are like have issues with typing, for instance, they can just use the voice, um, whatever feature, the voice feature to like click on it, say what they need to say, and they get things done quickly. Um, Another thing that I noticed, it's not very common at the moment, but I've noticed that some website have started like introducing it, is AR, augmented reality, and virtual reality immersive experiences. So I recently came across a website. I think it's the London Museum website, and I noticed that they had like a section where you could have like a VR tour of the museum without having to go there yourself. And I've seen it on a few other websites. I can't recall those websites, but the London Museum is like a good example. The fact that you can just sit in the comfort of your home, and you can get like a tour of somewhere far away without you having to go there is like really mind blowing. And this wouldn't have been possible years ago, but now it's possible. So I can actually have an idea of what to expect before going there. I love that. I love that. Then recently, or not recently, there's something that Spotify does. I would just classify that under data visualization. The way Spotify does those Spotify wrapped stuff that they do at the end of the year, where they tell you what you've listened to for that year, your top songs for the year, your top genre, and all of that comparison, all that data visualization that Spotify does. I find it really interesting. It's like a new trend that I noticed that other other platforms are beginning to copy. I've seen YouTube Music do something similar. I've seen some other platforms do the same thing. So it's now like a trend that I want to believe Spotify started it, but maybe they weren't the one who started it. But it started with them, and then other um, apps are like catching on and seeing that okay, people like this. Let's make this a trend. So things like that are trends that I would say are really doing. They're really causing the ball, and they're really like catching people's attention in
Yeah,
2024. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
For me, yeah,
that's really nice. Oh, about the AR VR, I really find that interesting. I'm going to I'm really going to check that the London Museum out.
yeah. You should. I love it. Yeah, you can check our website. So I found one. I think it was a White House. So you can get like a VR tour of the White House. I don't know if it's like the current view of the White House, but it's something that's available too. And I was like, oh, okay, this is nice.
Yeah. Well, well, that's really really interesting, right? Like
Hmm.
very insightful and interesting. Um, from my end, I've also noticed a lot of websites these days, like especially this year or late last year or early last year, though. Between last year and this year, though, you would notice that most websites have really started adopting, 3D and some really cool interactions on their website with
Yeah.
the use of a lot of gradients, and it's really cool, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Gives the website this really interesting feel. I just can't explain it, but I just love the look and the feel of everything. And
Mhm.
I also think 3D is also something which is, yeah, also 3D websites. Also the in thing, is a trend these days. And if you're a UI UX designer, you should also, look into things like that and try it out and see what it looks like, right? So, yeah, and thanks very much, Victoria, for your response. They're really very insightful. Yeah. So I actually have a lot of questions for you.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Um,
This is the best of my ability. I'll try.
Yeah.
Justina, let me chip one in quickly because I think
Okay.
most people will be interested about in this particular question. It is the almighty question that everybody kind of like asks when it comes to things around AI. I'm sure you know the question I'm about to ask right now.
Is AI
Do
going
you
to take our jobs?
exactly is AI is it really taking our jobs? Like is it going to most especially for the people who are like into graphics and then UX and UI because UX and UI and product design is just one thing, but another thing entirely is graphic design, and then AI is just everywhere. AI is coding these days. AI is kind of like terrorizing everybody at the moment, and then people are scared. Yeah, people are really
So I
scared at
feel
the
like
moment of AI.
you're part of the people that don't like Devin.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, I love AI because it makes my job easy, but at the same time I hate AI because I'm scared. Like tomorrow I may wake up and who knows. Yeah. But
It's good.
so what do you think? Yeah, because I use things like I do a little bit of graphic design myself. I use Photoshop, and then there's this whole new feature on Photoshop called generative fill, and then it is
Yeah.
all AI. It just generates images and things for you. Which is quite good. It is really interesting. Um, but thinking of it like some of the things that these AI products do is something that that would usually take someone, I don't know, maybe an hour or two to do, and then you just have AIs delivering this thing within the space of 10 minutes or so. What I like to tell myself is like, okay, AI is not just going to think for itself and be like, oh yeah, so there's a problem somewhere and I want to solve it. Someone have to give it the prompt. That's what I like to think. But at the same time, again, I've seen some um AI works, or should I say some AI deliveries, and then it is not just that human touch is not really there. Like sometimes I use generative fill, and then you see maybe the finger of the person is kind of like bent to the side or something. Some kind of like funny things like that. So what do you really think? Like, do you think you know thinking of those flaws with AI? Do you think AI can really take our jobs?
The simple answer is no. It's not going to take our jobs. Do not be scared. You can calm down. Let your mind be at ease. AI can't take our jobs. At least right now, like the level at which AI has gotten to, it can't take our jobs, mainly because of what you've mentioned, where AI can't think like a human being. Of course, it can do some things like humans, but it can't really do everything, especially in relation to, I'll go back to UI design, or UX design. AI can't deal with some really complex issues. It still needs like the human beings to decide, okay, how is this user flow going to be? This is what we need it to be at this point. This is what we need it to be at this point. AI can't do everything for you. The only thing that the benefit of AI at this point is just like to help you accelerate your skill, to make you do better, work faster, be more efficient. So you can collaborate with AI, let it help you. Use it to make your skills up your game, but do not be intimidated by it. That's the simple answer that I was saying.
All right. I think I
Yeah.
feel better now, though. I can go to bed and sleep, have a good night rest, knowing fully
Yes,
well that I'm
Okay.
going to wake up tomorrow and AI is not taking my job.
it's not taking. I don't know about coding, but I know for design, it's not
Oh,
taking.
there we go. There we go. So yeah, AI can take coding, but it's not going to take design. Interesting.
Yes, for design, we need. There's a lot of human. You need empathy. Like a designer has to have empathy towards the users.
It's the same with coding
AI
as well.
doesn't know how
Yeah.
to be empathetic. You're doing when you do user research or you're doing
Mm,
user interviews. There's a way you read your user, like the person you're interviewing. There are different body languages that the person would show that AI can't read. So there's, I don't know. For you guys, you can be scared, but I'm not scared. I'm just really
fair
excited
enough.
about it.
Well, the fact that you're not scared, I'm not scared now. You've been able to kind of like encourage it, and to think like some people most of our community members are just new people. Like imagine you're learning a new skill for the first time, like you want to break into tech, and all of a sudden there's this whole trend of AI out of nowhere. Like people who are pro, they are getting scared already. Talk more of you who is just trying to like learn and come into the industry, like so,
Wow.
but yeah, so if you're watching right now and then you're kind of like learning design and you're somewhere feeling like, oh, AI is going to take the job anyway. Do I still really need to learn this? Yes, you should. Go ahead and learn. AI is not going to take the job. According to Victoria, AI is not going to take the job. And for me as well, with my little experience with when it comes to like coding and things like that, I can really tell you that AI cannot really build, for now at least, it cannot really build that, experience that people did, that the kind of experience that the users want. AI cannot really deliver that to the best of my knowledge for now. But I mean, things are changing quickly, and at the end of the day, I still think AI is just going to be there to support us, the humans, to do our job better. Really, it's not going to take our job. Yeah, so
Yeah.
over to
To
you,
add
Justina. I'm just going to
to
let you guys dive into your UX and UI world while I'm in the background.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Toby. So to add to what Victoria has said, right? So yeah, I too don't believe that AI is going to take our jobs, because design is basically just more than drawing things and moving pixels around and things like that. It also a bit of storytelling, right? It's not a bit, like it has a lot of storytelling involved in it, right? So, and only a human can be able to put together an emotional story or a tragic story, or you can put together a story that a human being can actually relate to, right? So AI cannot do that. Remember, what AI can do is, AI is these AI tools are being fed with data, right? So they can only produce what's they with data that has been fed to them, right? Or they have been trained with, rather, right? So it's only humans that can bring in these new things that the AI can actually learn from, right? So as a human being, a machine cannot replace you, because you have that originality. It actually comes from you. So if AI is just doing designs up and down, it's more like AI generating text for you, right? At some point, you can be able to tell that this is this text is generated by an AI. The same goes for design, right? So, and no machine or anything can actually take your job. So you don't have to be scared about anything. Or if you're learning design or learning any part of technology or anything today, and you are feeling like AI is now here, even if you're a content writer or anything, and you're like AI, ChatGPT, all of them, they are now after my life. You don't have to think that way. Just keep learning, keep improving, and bring in your own spice. Let me use that word spice. I don't know, but just bring in your own touch into the whole thing, and you are going to actually excel. And what AI can do for you is to help you, like Victoria said, improve your work, make it better, generate ideas, like generate ideas, inspiration, and make your work faster. Right. So basically that's it. So no one should be scared about AI at all for any
Exactly.
reason. All right. So Victoria, you want to add anything else before we move forward?
I think the only thing I would like to add is, as a designer or as someone in the tech space, you just have to learn how to be adaptable. Everything is changing every time, so you need to keep up with the trends, keep up with the changes. You can't just be comfortable and say, yes, I've learned everything I need to know, I'm done. You're never done. There's so much more out there to learn. So with AI, it's the new trend. Be open to it, take it, learn it, and learn how to use it to make your work better. Don't shy away from it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Victoria. That's like the key, the summary of everything. All right. Okay, so let's move forward. I don't know if anybody from the audience has any questions. Toby, does anyone have any questions so far? I can't really see all the
Just a
comments.
minute. Let's see what people are saying. I know there are a lot of greetings so far. We have Erin, we have Lawan, we have Ido watching. Um, yeah. So let's know, guys. Let's know in the comment section if you have any question for us or for Victoria, our guest today. Let's know if you have any question. Ido, do you have a question for Victoria? As to UX and UI design. These AI trends and people getting scared of losing their jobs and and things like that. So let's know. Let's know what are your questions. Do you guys have any questions for us? Feel free to ask Victoria right now, and we are more than happy to answer your questions, guys. We're looking at the comment section. Uh, Welcome, Makiyemi. Thank you for joining us. All right. All right, guys. So we're waiting on your question. In the meantime, over to you guys again. Over to you again, Justina. While at the moment we don't have a question from anyone yet, we have lots of greetings, but no question yet. So I'm just going to hand over to you, Justina, while we wait for someone to ask a question.
All right, great. Okay, so this is Akemi. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Okay, so Victoria, right? I want to ask another question because I mean this has been a really interesting session with you. So like, how can designers leverage AI to create sustainable design solutions? Like, how can we as designers leverage AI to create sustainable solutions?
So like we've talked about, AI can be used to up our games as designers. There's so many AI tools right now that are out there that help, that can be very useful to designers. Um, when you're designing, I figured out there's some plugins in Figma that can make your work faster. So there's some AI tools that just generate things for you. Like those time we were working on a design system documentation at work, and we found this plugin that just helps us create the entire documentation for a particular component that we've created. And it does that in minutes. That is something that would have probably taken us like 30 minutes or an hour to create, but the AI did that in seconds. So one of the ways we can leverage on it is using it to save time, to make our work faster, and just be more efficient with work. AI can be used now to generate color palettes. You want to work on a website for something and you need a color palette. There are plugins everywhere that can give you the right color palette and just give you somewhere to start from. There are AI tools out there that can give you the right font pairing. Okay, I need two fonts for this website. What two fonts can I pair together to make this look professional, to make this look playful, depending on what kind of website you're trying to build? Also, for those who are like really into UI, I mean UX research or UX design stroke UX research, there are tools that help you um, gather data from your website. So you have a website and you want to know how people are using it. Do people see the buttons that's at the top first, or do they scroll down? Do they do, just to understand how people use your website? There are tools that help you understand that, and most of them now are like AI tools. There's this AI tool called Maze and Look Back. They help you with heat maps. I don't know if you guys have ever used UX research tools, but they've got like heat maps that track the movement of the user's eye on the website, and they give you like a
Wait,
visual.
what? Wait, they're tracking the user's eye, and not like
Yes,
maybe not places where they touch, but the eye, like your eye movement. That's really
yes,
interesting.
yeah. It is the first time I found out about it. I was like, oh, this is new. I've never heard of this before, but it is interesting. So it's just, I don't know how it does it, but there's a way it can sense where a user has been staring at for too long, and the heat map there becomes more than other places that the user hasn't stared at. So if you maybe Google it online, heat maps, and for UI design, you see what it looks like. So there are tools that help with that, and it's some of them are AI, most of them are AI powered. So that's a very good way to leverage AI in your design work. You can use it for research purposes, you can use it while designing, you can even use it for personalization. All of this apps out there, Instagram, Spotify, they use AI to like to get users data, like, okay, this is what the user likes to listen to, or this is the content the user likes to get. And when they use AI, they're able to like get everything the user needs, and then somehow tailor the design to meet the user's needs. So by the time they get all the information they need, they can like help work on the product. They can get use that data to improve on that product and make it better. So AI is very useful, especially in the user research aspect, just to understand your users better and to know how to like improve your products. You can make informed decision because you know what your users need and what they want. And that's why most times when you're searching for something online, you see an ad that relates to something you've been thinking about. It's AI that they use to like get all those, and people are like, oh no, the internet is a witch, there's something going on, how do they know what I need? It's just a way of extract, they extract your data and what you've been doing and use it to make personalized stuff for you. So as designers, learn how to use AI. It would really speed up your design process. There are times where we're creating tables at work or anything that doesn't require that will be repetitive, like you're imputing data on the table, like the name, dates. You're just putting dummy data there instead of having to like type it in yourself. You can get like a plugin that just populates everything for you and makes your work really fast. So the different AI softwares out there, is AI tools out there that can help you um speed up your work and save you so much time. Yeah, that's those are like the different ways you can leverage AI.
Woo! I think that is really interesting and insightful. If there's anything that I think, I agree with you on, I agree with the fact that, AI kind of like make people's life easier, so to say. Um, because come to think of it, how is it going to be possible for someone, for all these companies to employ someone or people to kind of like monitor its maps and then monitor what people are interested in? You have to like employ, I don't know, maybe up to 5,000 people to do those kind of like simple tasks, but again, difficult at the same time. So some of these things would be impossible if we don't have AI. And I think I totally agree with you. I think in the aspects of like user interaction and building that better user experience and gathering that data, that is where AI actually really really comes to play. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's really good. We lost Justin. I don't know. Perhaps maybe internet or something. But in the meantime, like do you guys have comments? Like if you're watching us right now, let us know where you're watching from. If you have a question for our guest today, Victoria. Okay, Justina is back. Victoria is she is a product designer, and then before now she was a lawyer, but then she switched. She had a career change and all of that.
I'm still a
Yeah,
lawyer.
you're still a lawyer. Okay, there we go. She says she's still a lawyer. She's still a lawyer, a product design lawyer, something like that. All
Mm-hmm.
right. If there's a thing like that anyway. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome back, Justina. Thanks for joining us again. I'm just asking everyone, like, so we're about to end this program, this particular live section right now. But before we go, we'd like to know, guys, do you guys have questions for us? Do you have questions for Victoria? Is there any question in particular you'd like to ask Victoria, like, in regards to, I don't know, AI, product design, anything at all, anything at all. Okay, Miriam said you said a question. Yeah, do you have a question for us, Miriam? Let us know. What is your question? Just drop your question in the comment section. Drop your question in the comment section, and then we'll be more than happy to answer. Welcome, Todd. Hi, Todd. Welcome. All right, guys. So, whilst we're waiting for your question in the comment section, I'm once again going to hand over to Justina. I once again would hand over to Justina, and then I'll let Justina carry on with the. Okay, I think we have a question here, so we can address this one quickly. Miriam is saying, is there a way we can find the list of AI for the product design and UX and UI? So if I understand that question well enough, I think Miriam wants some suggestions or recommendation as to, like, what AI tools can make product designers job easier. So maybe like a list or something. So Victoria, I would pass that question to you. Like, you've mentioned a lot of AI tools today. You I think you talked about some plugins in Figma that people may not necessarily know before now. And then yeah, so what are those AI tools that you personally used recently then? Do you have like a list of them somewhere? And then are you able to share the list with us? I don't know, maybe after this live section, people can go on your LinkedIn and get the recommendations on there or something. So over to you. I'll let you answer that question, Victoria.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say I have like a ready-made list of um tools that I use, but for Figma, I use Content Reel. Trying to recall the name. Content Reel. It's just a plugin that helps you generate content. So you need list of phone numbers. Just type in like you search for numbers, and then it gives you um, a list of numbers. Type it. Get like a text layer. Just have a group of text layers, and then it will populate those text layers, and it just saves me so much time. I don't have to start thinking of fake numbers or addresses to put in there. So content rule is a good one. For contrast checking, because I like to ensure that my designs pass the contrast check. So I use it's just called color contrast checker. I would have to like go back to be sure that that's the name, but it's going to be something similar, like a contrast checker plugin on Figma that just helps you um, check the contrast of what you're creating if it's past the accessibility test. The good old chat gpt, I cannot even overemphasize how helpful chat gpt has been for me. My workflow, it's it's amped it, it's like accelerated it so much. So ChatGPT is very, very useful. It helps me with generating color palettes. It helps me with generating user flows. Like I need a user journey, or I need to have an idea of what the user journey should be like. It just helps me make that better. What else did it help me to? I use ChatGPT for 90% of my UI design work or UI UX design work. Then the rest is just Figma plugins. For I would try to get a list of the plugins and send it over. For now, off the top of my head, I just remember the content reel and the contrast checker plugin, because those are the ones I use often. Yeah, I'll check my Figma account and just get the list for you and send it over.
Oh,
But
all right.
yeah, so I forgot to mention, for your UX research, if you're into UX research or you want to learn more about UX research, Maze, look back, the like UX research platforms that have some AI features in there that help you just um, get user insights better or faster. So you can check those out too. They're not tools, they're software. I think they're paid, but you can just look at how it works, and if you want to explore, I can send the list over later on.
All right. Thank you, Victoria. Justina, do you have more questions for Victoria then? or where do we go from here?
Um, Not really. I don't really have much questions, left, right? So I think we can, we'll be rounding up soon, right? So, but also to add to Miriam's question, right? Yeah, Miriam's question. So, just to mention a couple more AI tools that I have encountered or I have used, right? There is this tool, right, for UI UX design. I think it's not. I think it's actually UIZ, right? So with UIZ, you can generate UI designs, right? For You can generate UI designs, and then you can work it up from there, right? It's more like it's a tool just like Figma for UI UX design, but then they have an AI generator tool that you can from prompts, text prompts, you can generate UIs for you, and you can build up from there and improve and stuff like that. I think there is also this Lunacy, but I've not really used it that much. I haven't really gone used it, so I think it's also for generating. I don't know, but you can however just check it out. So these are like the apart from some other popular ones, these are like the ones I've used for UI design, right? So however, Victoria, we're going to be expecting the list from you, right? And do well to check out Victoria's socials. So Victoria, if you can tell us your socials so we can go ahead and follow you, and you know just
Um, yes. So I would send the link to my LinkedIn account. I think that's the most professional socials I can send. The other ones are like personal. So I think LinkedIn is
oh,
fine. Yeah.
okay. So what name, like some people might just
Oh,
want to check out now, this video is on YouTube. Anyone can come across it at any time. So, those people can actually, reach out to you, things like that.
oh, right. I'm just Victoria Taiwo. So
Okay.
Victoria Taiwo, Taiwo, on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm sure there are tons of Victoria Taiwo, but once you see me, you can't miss it. Just find, or if you need the actual link, you can message Toby and
Yeah.
he will send it over to you.
Yeah. Also, just to mention, Victoria, we're going to put your LinkedIn profile link in the description
Okay.
of this video.
Yeah.
So we're going to have your name in there, and then your biography and everything as well. So people can come back to this video, and if they just need to reach out to you, they can follow you on LinkedIn. And then we of course we're going to we shared your LinkedIn profile in our community space. And yeah, I'm sure some of our people would probably be bombarding you with those questions, those interesting questions. They'll disturb your
I'm
life.
I'm fine with the questions, honestly, because when I was younger, when I was still learning design, I had a lot of questions and there were people there to help me. So yeah, I don't mind the
That's
question.
good. All right. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Justina, once again. Justina, you're one of the pioneers of Girls into Tech. It has been a long journey. The first cohort or the first phase of the program is over now. Um, Verify Pro, if I'm correct, was the group that actually won that phase of the program. And then
Yeah.
hopefully, sometime soon, maybe I don't know, a month or two again, we're going to have another phase of the program. Maybe by then we can have Victoria on board as one of the tutors. We'll see. We'll see. We'll
We'll
see. I'm not
see.
trying to set you up, Victoria, but we'll see. All
I
right.
know.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us again, Victoria, and then thank you, Justina, for hosting those particular program. I'm just here in the background. I did not do much anyway, but thank you to you guys once again, and thank you to everyone who watched. We're going to send that list across to you. LinkedIn profile in the description. So from all of us to you, we say peace and love, and then yeah, we catch you next time. Bye,
All right.
guys.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye. Thanks, Toby. Thanks, Victoria, for